You correctly called the recession around 2008, and you were early to the soft landing camp this time around. Are you still very confident that the U.S. economy is going to avoid a recession this year?
I'm pretty confident. I do give a probability. It's a judgmental probability, but nevertheless, I try to quantify just how confident I am. And right now, we're saying a 15% probability that the economy will enter a recession in the next 12 months.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Mandeep. Welcome back to another amazing episode. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. This is an executive that works on Wall Street somewhere, and he accurately predicted the 2008 recession. And basically what he's saying right now is that there's a 15% chance that we may go into recession this year. We'll get into that a little bit later on. I wanted to talk about this amazing opportunity. This is a lot for sale in Abbotsford, and it is 4,000 square foot lot. This is my and my brother's listing. If you're looking to build a home in Abbotsford to live in, or even something that you can create a little bit of wealth or a little bit of profit, and this is an excellent opportunity. It's a very well priced lot. It's $730,700. Like I said before, 4,000 square feet, and you can build 3 stories on this, and also 1 legal suite and 1 authorized suite as well. So I'll get into the numbers of how much money can you actually make on this. But before I get into that, I just want to let you guys know that I do sell a course on how to renovate and flip properties. The link is in the bio. Make sure you guys join the Level Up Real Estate Club. I build homes, I renovate properties. I am heavily invested in real estate. I've been making money in real estate for a very long time. And I give a lot of free information on this channel in my meetups as well. So I'm going to post the link to that in the description as well. But I wanted to get into the numbers like I was saying before. And over here, so like I was saying before, the numbers on what it would actually cost to build out a house. I'm not going to show you guys the entire Excel sheet, but I sell this Excel sheet online. The link is in the bio. My total cost is about 600 grand. So if the land costs you exactly what the listing price is, let's just round up and say 731,000. The GST on this is going to be 5%. So here it is. I'm doing this live for you guys so you guys can understand how to run these numbers as well. GST will be 5%. And the build cost will be equal to what we have right here, right? And then total will be the sum of these 3 numbers right here. Your total is about 1.37. And you may be a little bit higher than this. You may be a little bit lower than this. For me, this is going to be about the cost because I am my own builder. I manage all the tradespeople. I make sure that I get the best quotes. I have a dream team that I've been working with for a very long time. And this may be a little bit higher for someone that's doing this for the first time. So, and you also have to take into consideration if you're going to be paying a builder, how much is that builder going to charge you, right? So this is what basically a house on this lot will cost you, something around here. The banks are going to want about 35% down. They're going to want you to have a good relationship with a builder, someone that has been doing this for a very long time, someone that has a lot of experience as well in this industry. So now the next question becomes, if you wanted to sell a house that is about 4,000 square feet that has at least 1 suite in it, what can you sell it for, right? I love Paragon because it allows me to jump on here very quickly and find out what the numbers are. What can you sell in Central Abbotsford a 4,000 square foot home for? Let's see here. Okay, so I would want at least something sold for at least $1.5 million, and between 1.5 and 1.7. Let's just go, or we don't even have to look at price actually. Let's put in the variables. Let's say that it's a 2-year-old home at most. The lot size cannot be any more than 5,000 square feet. Cannot be any lower than 3,000 square feet. And the total square footage of the home is, let's say 4,000. Actually, let's go 3,500. And no more than 4,250. Okay, let's see what it spits up. 6 solds. These are going to be your comparable solds. So let's see what we have here. We have something as high as $1.7 million. Okay, total floor area in this house was 3,548. And over here we have another one. We have 1.2 million, 2.49 million. This was in 2021. So there hasn't been a lot of sales in Central Abbotsford. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to achieve this high price, but let's go a little bit of a conservative approach. Let's say that you're able to sell this only for 1,575, right? Sold price. What is your profit? This is not financial advice. Don't take this to the bank. This is just rough numbers. You're looking at about $200,000 profit, which is not bad at all. So excellent opportunity. Lot for sale, 1883 Shore Crescent. I do this on a regular basis. I know that you have to create a little bit of contingency in your budget because you never know what's going to happen. Costs may go up. You may have to pay a little bit more mortgage interest just because you held it for a little bit longer than you expected. So you have to have a little bit of contingency. Talk to a mortgage broker before you purchase a lot. Ask them, what can I get funded for? What is the down deposit going to be? And talk to a builder as well. And make sure you get the builder expense sheet. This is on my Shopify page, but the link is in the bio. And then a last couple of things. The Bank of Canada, too slow to cut rates, says David Rosenberg. Now, this is really good economist that we have in Canada. Basically, in this article, they're saying that Canada added 41,000 jobs in February. And Rosenberg is saying that the increase is not significant when accounting for population growth. And he also went on to say that we are already in a recession. And I agree with him. GDP has been negative or very low for a very long time. And it's kind of scary to think that we have negative GDP or declining GDP. We have cost of food and gas at all-time highs. People are broke. There's a lot of credit card delinquencies. Mortgage payments are at the highest they've ever been, but house prices continue to rise. Very scary thought. And the government, the current government that we have, is increasing taxes on literally everything. Recently, I haven't done my research on this, but recently I even heard that they are increasing the GST from 5% to 7.3%. I'm not 100% sure. Anyone that called the 2008 recession, let's just assume that you did the research on that person and they did accurately call that recession. You got to understand, you got to go and research why they made those decisions and what they're saying about this economy. My personal opinion is that this business cycle is coming to an end. It's going to take a little bit of time to roll over. I know this is not a popular opinion, but you should think to yourself, why is a realtor who makes money selling homes saying something like this? Trust me, there are good times, there are bad times as well. We've seen good times for a very, very long time. Back in the day when I got into this industry in 2012, the government used to pay first-time home buyers to purchase homes. Think about that for a second. They used to literally match your deposit up to a certain amount, obviously. I think it was $10,000 or $15,000. First-time home buyer program it was back then. So we are not seeing that right now, right? It was so bad back then, back in 2011 and 12, that they were injecting the economy with money and they were stimulating the economy by pushing first-time home buyers to buy homes. That is not the case right now. House prices are at all-time highs, and the government, if anything, is wanting a little bit of a pullback. But let's see what this guy has to say.
Because in the post-war period, there has been a recession about once every 7 years. You know, that's not a tiny number, but it's a number that is well below the consensus estimate. If there are surveys on this, and they currently still say that most forecasters have something in the high 30s or 40% range for recession probability.
A lot of the taxes that are being brought into BC, this is kind of off topic away from what he's saying, but this is a thought that I was thinking about the other day. Prices are going to stabilize eventually because so many people are being taxed so heavily. They're keeping less of the money that they're working for. What's happening is they're actually incentivizing people to leave British Columbia. They're raising the carbon tax. The food prices continue to go higher and higher. Anti-flipping tax, vacancy tax as well. All of these things are pushing people out of BC. But the thing is, the crazy thing about this is that they're letting in so many people into the country, and majority of the people that are entering this country are moving to like 3 or 4 cities. They're moving to Vancouver and a couple cities in Toronto and Calgary, right? So they're artificially propping up this real estate market. Is it possible that they're smart and we really did avoid a recession in Canada as well, and that we're only going to have a soft landing? Things to think about. Basically, what he's saying is there's always a small possibility that we have a black swan event, and a lot of people are starting to talk about this kind of things. One thing that I've noticed is when markets reach all-time highs, they want to correct, and there's always some sort of trigger event. Now, what will that trigger event be this time? Who knows? And let's just look at some stats before I end this video. I always like looking at stats, numbers never lie. Fraser Valley Real Estate Board average sales price is sitting at about $1.5 million for a detached home. And if you had recently purchased a condo in Abbotsford, prices are moving up. This is a peak right here. There's no sign of any relief for prices. We're entering a hotter market as well. Usually what ends up happening in this market is that days on market starts to drop like crazy because a lot of people are entering the market. And last thing that I would like to see is what are new listings doing? So new listings were going up, and it looks like we're going to see a little bit of a rollover like this. Possibly, maybe we see a rollover and a little bit of a bounce. Not sure exactly what's going to happen there. And sales are moving up. Exactly what we had anticipated would happen in this market. One thing to keep your eye on is always you want to be purchasing at the bottoms, right? You look at the indicators that allow you to see where we are in the market in terms of a buyer's market or a seller's market. I believe that we're going to be moving towards a seller's market. And with the rate cuts that are coming later on in the year, it's going to be interesting to see how many people jump back in. Apparently 5-year mortgage rates are dropping like crazy right now. And I think a 5-year fixed mortgage is probably right around 4.99. Don't quote me on that. Talk to a mortgage broker. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.